Welcome back to the Stick 'em Up podcast. Rudy, how's it going?
Doing pretty dang good. We are now entering the off-season era of the NHL right now. We're kind of, I think to start this off, we're going to be focusing a bit on the draft coming up here. A lot of potential rumors kind of swirling around. So should we just dive right in?
Yeah, but we're not, just to reiterate, we're not talking about what reported by Wyshynski, an NHL team exec, said about the 2023 UFA class, that it's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's not as good as within years past, that's for sure.
No.
Like there's still a few kind of big names, but it's nothing out of this world crazy or exciting.
Nobody's going out and getting a Johnny Gaudreau or a Tavares.
Exactly right. Starting off looking at the draft, one of the biggest talks kind of coming leading up to the draft is the Montreal Canadiens currently have the 5th overall pick.
Right.
And now there's rumors that they've inquired and talked with Anaheim, Columbus, and San Jose about potentially trading up to one of their respective picks, being the 2nd overall, 3rd overall, or 4th overall. Obviously, moving up to number 2 would be to get Adam Fantilli. And then, if they move up to 3, maybe they take Carlson or maybe Will Smith, because it sounds like Will Smith's kind of the big guy that they really want, and they're going hard after.
Really?
Yeah.
I think to get Will Smith, all you'd have to do is trade with San Jose to lock it up.
Yep.
And honestly, I think you still got a chance if you stay at 5, because, dude, like I get the contract and stuff, dude. Michkov looks really good.
He does, and as a San Jose fan, I hope Michkov ends up with the Sharks. But the first issue with him is obviously, yes, he is, locked in the KHL until for the next 3 years. But the other big thing is he wasn't present at the NHL Combine. So, because he was still over in Russia. So he hasn't even been able to really sit down and have meetings with any teams yet. And no teams have been able to meet him and kind of get to know him as a person or see him around. And so he will be there for the draft in Nashville. Which is kind of when teams will be able to meet with him, kind of talk with him a bit more. And that could maybe change some things. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now as to why, it's not like a for sure we know where he's kind of going type thing. It's why it seems like he might be dropping.
It definitely makes sense why he would drop, but it's just there was a very brief time before the World Juniors where some people were wondering if Michkov might sneak into number 1. Like he looks like he's got some insanely high end skill.
And there's some notable names within, kind of that their job is looking at prospects and ranking them and highlighting their strengths and weaknesses. And there's a couple that fully believe, both in their primes, Michkov could be better than Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
And then he said, as crazy as that sounds to hear, or as crazy as it is to hear that or say it, there's a realistic possibility.
Yeah.
Because Michkov has put up better numbers as a draft eligible prospect in the KHL than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like his numbers better speak for themselves.
Ovechkin, better than Malkin. He's putting up numbers.
He has the potential to be him in the NHL. So
the NHL is only getting smaller and faster as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 6'2" to be a superstar now.
Yeah, and I think when we're going back to Montreal, if they were to make a trade to move up, I don't see Anaheim.
No.
Like, they want Fantilli.
Why would they not want Fantilli?
Columbus, they've pretty much said, we're keeping our 3rd overall pick, we're not moving it. Obviously, if Montreal gives them a good enough offer, then they would take it, but I don't see Columbus saying yes to anything.
But
San Jose, is interested in Will Smith, so obviously Montreal would have to overpay a bit to move up with San Jose and kind of swap picks and then give San Jose an extra pick or prospect or whatever. I think that's the most realistic trade we could see for Montreal to move up in the draft.
Yeah.
What could the trade be? I'm not sure. Obviously, it'd be the 5th overall and 4th overall swapping. And then San Jose
How much-
gets
how much
an
is that
extra
worth?
pick or well, that's the thing is so San Jose's obviously very interested in Will Smith. Like it sounds like that's kind of the guy they're leaning more towards taking
Right.
at 4. So if they know Montreal wants him, it's like, hey, we're swapping picks with you in a trade here. We know we're not getting the guy we want now. So they would need at least. And again, that's where it becomes interesting. Like, how it really depends on how much San Jose values Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like, do you be like, hey, we want your, second round pick as well, which is, I believe, like 37th or 38th or something like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Or
30.
do they even be like, hey, yeah, we'll swap picks, but like, we were really that high on Smith to not get him. We want Florida's first round pick from this year that Montreal has, which is now pick 31.
Or maybe if they're they're like, Will Smith looks like he's going to be great. You really want to make this happen. Maybe you give us your first round pick from next year, top 5, top 3 protected.
Yeah. Or even just take the route of if there's a prospect that Montreal has that the Sharks really like, maybe they just say, hey, we'll swap picks, but you got to give us prospect A or prospect B.
Yeah.
I think that's the most realistic trade that could happen should Montreal end up moving up.
Yeah. I think the most realistic is pick swap to go up one spot and then just a prospect or the second or third round pick probably get it done.
Yeah. The biggest thing is it's so tough to say because really the biggest factor is how much does San Jose value Smith.
Yeah.
So which is they would need whatever they feel is necessary to give up on a player like that and not get him. But that was kind of the biggest coming up for the draft as of right now. Like obviously we know, if the draft order kind of stays the same as it is right now, I think we kind of know the top 3 picks are kind of locked in.
Pretty close to locked in.
And then from there on out it could go any which direction. So it's too early to say on any of that until we have, a lot more just probably even just like right up till the day.
Yeah, really.
Like we saw last year, even on draft day, that's when the big DeBrincat trade happened and whatnot, which Ottawa moved to 7th overall, 8th overall pick or something in that deal. It's a pretty high up pick, so might see something like that happen again this year. Never know, but it's kind of just a waiting game right now to see how that all plays out.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I was thinking about it the other day that in Chicago, like other than like the Wirtz family, like the owners, Bedard is literally not on their team yet, and he's already like the most important piece of that franchise.
Yeah, he's already the face of the franchise, and he hasn't even been drafted to him yet.
Yeah,
like it's
like he's already more important than your coach, your general manager, your captain, anyone who's there. Like like it's wild. He hasn't even put the jersey on, but that's just already been put upon him,
And that's almost something that I'm gonna pull this up here because I'm curious to see. I almost wonder with a team like Chicago. So Chicago has geez, they're loaded. So Chicago has obviously their pick, the first overall pick. Then they have Tampa Bay's first round pick for this year. Chicago has their own second rounder, and then they have the New York Rangers, the Ottawa Senators, and the Lightning. All of their second round picks.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if, because Chicago's already got quite a decent group of prospects built up over the last couple of years, I almost wonder if once they draft Bedard, do they move a couple of those picks to bring in impact now players?
Players to
go with Bedard to complement him. Because you're not doing him any favors if you bring him in, but it's like, hey, we're still going to run it back with pretty much the same shit team we had.
He's going to be playing on a first line with like Taylor Radish.
Like, which is embarrassing.
I'm
not saying Radish is a bad player.
I like Radish. He was good as a Lightning, and he's even better as a Blackhawk, but he is not a first line guy.
Yeah, and I feel like, and maybe they, but again, like we said, the free agent class isn't that incredible this year. So you got to wonder, like, does Chicago, look to make some moves potentially to bring in players to complement Bedard for his rookie year? Or do they say we're just going to run it back and, try and get another high pick next year to put someone with Bedard, but you're not doing him any favors by doing that and being like, hey, your first year, like, you're going to try and do it all by yourself because we want a shit team. Like, and if you have Bedard, if he can translate what he's been doing his whole life in hockey over into the NHL, Chicago's not going to be a bottom team.
No.
Like, they're not. And so it's like, going for a good pick next year with Bedard isn't an option really, or a realistic option.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're now in win now mode.
Yeah.
Like, you've got your guy, you build around him.
Yeah.
And
they might not be the win now mode, but they're like, every year from here on out, they have to improve.
They just got to.
They have to be going. You can't stay here anymore. Like,
exactly.
How many of these picks did you say they have? Like, is it realistic that they could trade with anyone else in the top 10 and like bundle 3 or 4 picks and get another top 10 this draft?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they have their pick in Tampa's first round this year. Next year they have their first in Tampa's first. The following year they have their first in Toronto's first. And then they have 4 second rounders this year, 2 the following year, 2 the following year. So they've got a lot of picks stocked up.
So you can send pretty confidently that at worst, Tampa Bay's picks are going to be like 17 or further back.
Yeah, they're not.
They're making the playoffs at the least.
Yeah.
You could bundle those 2 and maybe one of those like 4 second rounders. That's got some trade value. You could probably get the 7th or 8th pick this year,
depending on if teams are willing to move. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also like I said, they've got, a pretty good prospect pool kind of built up over recent years. Are you like, you can't tell me that now they're going to add Bedard and then another player from the first round and 4 players from the second round. Like, eventually you're going to run into, you've got so many good prospects and no room, and then you're just going to have to start shipping them off and probably not retaining as much value as you could if you move some of them now. Yeah. Like, even if they took, say, Tampa Bay's second and Ottawa second, so kind of a late second rounder, kind of a mid to early for second round pick.
Right.
You could probably move up with a team to get like a late first rounder, like with Montreal, and get like Florida's first rounder, like 31st. And then you've got 3 first round picks this year, and then you can start using, because this is a very deep draft, and then you can use like the 2024 first from Tampa Bay, and then say one of the other seconds, and get an impact now player.
Yeah.
Because then you can get Bedard, 2 other players in the first round, an early player in the second round, Chicago's own pick, and then bring in a win now player.
Yeah.
And then that gives you a really good foundation of players to then mix in and integrate with your prospects that are coming up.
Yeah. It can't just all be rookies. Even if they're high end rookies, you got to have somebody to show them the ropes, and like if they're not there yet and they're getting blown out every game, they're not learning a ton.
Yeah, and then the problem runs into, if you've got so many rookies, then all of a sudden it's like you're trying to reach even just to get to the cap floor like the Coyotes. But then in a few years you run into the problem of now you're having to re-sign all these guys, and before you know it, you're right up at the cap ceiling, and then you're like, well, shit, we can't even afford some of these guys now, and then
yeah.
So I think I just don't think it makes sense for them to use all these picks. Like, I think package some of them to bring in win now players, or even just move up in the draft to maybe get a better player earlier on to kind of go into that Bedard era that they're now in. But that's a team I'm really interested to watch, kind of leading up to the draft and in the draft is, what kind of moves are they going to make and how are they planning on building this team moving forward.
Yeah. How are we doing for time? Do we want to jump into some weird stuff?
To find weird stuff, what are we looking at here?
I just brought up a bunch of random tabs on my phone with different hockey crap on it. and
Okay.
I'm gonna quiz you on some of the crap.
Oh shit! All right.
I have not fully thought through how I'm going to phrase a ton of these, but I'll do my best. How many do I have here? One,
Just
two,
gonna winging it here.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8. 8 things, and they're all going to be hockey, but they are all over the place. So it's really going to test your brain a bit.
Oh, I love having my brain tested. All right, hit me with them. Whatever they may be.
All right. This first one, I'll probably have to give hints unless you just get it. In which case,
hints.
you
Oh,
know it.
Rupe hints. Okay.
Oh, I wish.
Off to a good start.
This one you will have to guess the contract,
Okay.
or I guess rather the player who signed this contract.
Okay. Do I get like? I guess I'll wait. Too.
I'm trying to figure out which hints I should give you without giving it away. Let's go with it was signed in 2018, and
Okay.
you know what? You know what? There were some free agents that year. I'll let you take a guess, and then I'll give you hints.
So I just have to guess. Signed in 20.
Up to a UFA contract signed in 2017. 2018.
2018. Oh, what? I'm trying to think. So who? So 2018.
I'll let you pick.
2018. That was the Chicago Cup win.
2018 was a Chicago Cup win?
No, it's not Chicago. Sorry, Washington. So I'm trying to.
I'm
trying to fucking wrap so many things in my head right now. I'm trying to think of who.
I'll let you pick the next hint. Do you want to know?
I'm gonna throw out a player first, and then I'm gonna want the amount that their AAV.
The AAV.
So Washington just won the cup. Fuck it, James Neal.
No,
because I know he left Vegas after that year.
it is not James Neal.
Yeah, it's not James the real deal Neal, who's no longer in the NHL.
That's still a real deal.
Oh, big, huge deal.
So you want the?
Yeah, I want the AAV.
You want the AAV? $11 million.
They were a UFA or RFA?
UFA.
What was it?
Or is it? Or is that when it expires? Did I goof?
What was it?
Nope, his previous contract expiry was UFA. So he was UFA.
So 11 mil in 2018.
2018, $11 million cap hit.
John Tavares.
John Tavares.
Yeah. I was like, there's literally only one guy. That's why I was like, oh, okay.
I was hoping you would ask for like the length of the contract.
See, but I felt like
But
if it was like 7 or 8 years, and I'm like, oh, yeah, then I feel like I was getting nowhere.
yeah. Some of these will be fairly easy. Some will be hard. Some of them are kind of random.
Okay, that one wasn't too bad.
All right. Now we're going drafts.
Okay.
Who was drafted third overall
Oh, fuck.
in 2002?
Holy shit. Yeah, can I at least know the team? I feel like I need to know the team.
Yes. Drafted by the Florida Panthers.
In what year?
2002.
2002. Fuck,
I don't know how much you look up random hockey stats. I was originally going to ask the first overall of this year, but I figured you might just get that super easy.
2002. Because I know I think it was 2011 or 2010 or something, they took Gabranson third overall. Who the fuck would they have
What a
taken third overall in 2002?
I'll give you a guess, and then I'll give you their position.
I'm just blanking on who they would have. Can I at least know, are they still in the league currently?
They are not.
Okay.
They were playing relatively recently. I'll go last 3 years.
Third overall to the Florida Panthers.
He played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons with the Panthers.
6 seasons. it's so tough when you hear a team.
You're an Iron Man.
You just
That's a lot of
constantly-
82s for games played.
You just constantly keep coming back to the same person. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about Ed Jovanovski over and over again, but I know it wasn't him. I don't even know. I can't even think of anyone off the top of my head right now. Rapid fire.
Do you know who the first overall pick is that year? Would that have been a better one to stick to? Because you definitely know both of them.
Oh my god, I know it. Nathan Horton.
It is not Nathan Horton.
Really?
It isn't.
What year was it? What year did you say?
2002.
Fuck, he was 2003, wasn't he?
Probably.
I think Nathan Horton was 2003.
I think Bergeron was 2003 as well.
Because 2002 was Rick Nash.
Okay, you would have got that. That was first overall. Second overall, Kari Lehtinen. Correct.
Well, what position?
He's a defenseman.
Defenseman.
Oh, I accidentally told you it's a he as well. You can have that one for free.
Fuck, now my brain just wants to say Cam Barker. A defenseman on the Panthers. Damn, I was so sure it was Nathan Horton.
Do you want to know the teams they've played for in the NHL?
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good hint.
Fuck, I don't know, my brain's not working.
The Florida Panthers,
Okay.
the Calgary Flames,
Okay.
the St. Louis Blues. I think both the other teams probably help more than Florida Panthers, honestly, because I don't remember them playing there.
Who the fuck went from Florida to Calgary to St. Louis? More importantly, who went from Calgary to St. Louis? Is that the order?
Yes.
Oh, Jay Bomeister.
Jay Bomeister.
That's right. Yeah, you know, he played not too recent. In recent years.
Yeah, 2019, 2020.
When was...
He,
Oh, yeah, so, fuck, Nathan Horton was third overall in 2003.
Oh.
So okay, so you know what, that was a good guess by me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually shocked. Jay Bomeister, I mean, he played till he was fairly old. Second last season, 40 points in 78 games.
I should have got
As a
him.
defenseman.
Now that I think about it, I should have got him when you said Iron Man. Because he was referred to as quite a bit.
I mean, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 seasons in a row with 82 games played.
You know who else is an Iron Man? 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Phil Kessel.
Oh. Do you think he puts hot dogs in the cup again just because it's funny?
Oh, he has to. I think he loves it now because
It's hilarious
how funny it is.
because it's great. Like anyone who genuinely does like goes after him for that, just they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Jay Bomeister. That was a good one. I haven't heard his name in a while.
I literally just been looking up trophy winners, random contracts, random draft years, and then just picking a neat looking stat.
Okay.
This one will probably be a bit easier. We'll get a little bit back on track. The 2015 Art Ross winner.
2015 Patrick Kane.
It was not Patrick Kane.
2015?
2015 was not Patrick Kane.
Really? Okay. Oh no, he wasn't. No. 2015.
Sorry. He won it in 2015, the 14-15 season. 15 to 16 was Patrick Kane.
Oh, okay. 14 to 2015. Ooh, I'm not trying to run through the list. I don't. I mean, I want to say. I want to be what team, but that would give it away.
It would give it away instantly. I mean, I feel like any getting the team for any Art Ross winner in the last since 2000 would give it away. Other than either the Penguins or the Canucks, I guess they're the only ones with 2 different people.
I'm not even sure. Is it not Crosby?
Nope.
So
you have now said the 2014 and the 2016 winners.
It's so tough. When you get these things and it's just rapid fire go. Your brain just keeps going back to the same guys.
Yeah.
Who am I missing right in between them?
This was his first and only Art Ross win.
Oh, no, wasn't him. I wanted to say that was the Jamie Benn year, but it wasn't. Or was it? Was it Jamie Benn? No, it wasn't. It was Jamie Benn. Okay.
It's Jamie Benn.
I thought he was...
That's one of the ones I actually looked for that year.
Yeah, some reason I thought Jamie Benn was before that. Okay, so Jamie Benn. That's such a bizarre one. Because, like, not many people remember Jamie Benn was
Yeah.
an Art Ross winner. And he
Yeah.
just barely edged out. Because what was it? He put up like 4 points or something in the final game to beat Tavares by like a point or something.
Yeah.
He
farmed to the final game of the year.
Islanders fans were heartbroken.
I think
looking back now, they think it's so funny that Tavares didn't get it.
I closed the tab, but I believe it said he had 87 points that year.
Yeah, it wasn't anything out of this world. Like compared to now, like McDavid's winning with,
I mean, even
almost double.
Even before the year before that, Crosby won it with like 102 points. Like
It's such a weird.
it was just a weird year.
Yeah.
All right, I got another contract for you.
Oh fuck. The contract ones I think are tough.
I think they are a little more tough.
Get some brain going.
They were signed in 2012.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh, that's it? I just know that.
Well, that's what you got before, but this is a lot earlier. So I'll also give you the AAV.
Okay.
They were signed in 2012. The AAV is $7,538,462.
Zach Parise.
It is not Zach Parise.
Ryan Suter.
It's Ryan Suter.
Fuck. It was a 50-50.
Yeah. I specifically didn't give you the length that time because 13 years.
Well, and as soon as you said 2012, those are the only two players I could think of off the top of my head. And as soon as you started reading that, so I was like, okay, it's definitely one of them. I had a 50-50 of getting it first try.
Ryan Suter, he's a good NHL player. I don't know if I'd sign him to a $98 million contract.
But like he was a beast with Nashville in his heyday. Like Nashville's had so many fucking good defensemen that they
churn out defensemen like crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, fucking Suter, Weber, Subban, Ellis, Seth Jones,
Josi.
Well, maybe Yossi gets moved in a couple years. You never know. Nashville might be heading towards a rebuild. Or not maybe rebuild, but a retool.
Alright. Do I just go one? No, screw it. You can totally get this. Name the top 3 scorers all time from the 1998 NHL entry draft.
1998.
Yeah. If you get 2 of the top 3, that's a...
And top 3 all-time in points?
Yeah.
98. That was LeCavier's draft year.
That's one. He's number 1.
Really, number 1?
By a pretty small margin. There is...
Because like, he was a beast. Not saying he like wasn't a good player, but he's been out of the league for quite a bit.
31 more points, and number 3 would be tied with him.
Okay.
Oh, so the top 3 are close.
Fuck, I can't even think of
All
who all was in that. Can I know what positions the other guys were?
The other guys...
I don't think that would help me much.
All 3 are centers.
I don't think I was going to say that really doesn't.
You know what? This is a weird one. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't help. It might with you. The ages they were drafted at, 18, 18, and 20.
98 NHL draft. Are any of them... I'm assuming none of them are even in the league.
No. Yeah, 2 of them had over 1,000 games. One of them had 953 games.
Wow. LeCavier. I'm not even sure.
Plus 249.
Oh. And they're all centers. I'm not even sure. I might need to hit another hint or two.
I'm trying to think
The
of
98 draft. Off the top of my head, LeCavier.
Did he?
X and X.
Can I see?
But they all first round picks.
Can I see their awards? No.
Or is Lecavalier the only first rounder?
I believe 2 of them were.
Oh fuck!
I'm just on another screen. I'm trying to see if they.
I'm trying to think of like guys in
where's
the
their-
first round.
I have to Google that separately.
Javier. Yeah, I'm honestly drawing a blank. This is definitely the toughest one.
All right. I'm gonna give a couple of awards.
Okay.
Number 2 won a Conn Smythe, and number 3 won. Is it that ... mean he won more? He won at least 3 Lady Bings and 3 consecutive Selkie trophies. Datsuk. Number 3 is Pavel Datsuk.
Okay. As soon as you said Lady Bing, I was like, okay, so it's a Datsuk.
Yeah.
So the number 2 won a Conn Smythe?
Yep.
Who would have won a Conn Smythe? I'm just trying to rip through past winners. And who was the Conn Smythe? Rod Brendamore?
No.
I cannot remember who won the Conn Smythe
And
for.
Choo was in this draft. Look at him.
Can't remember who won the Conn. I'm trying to think of Conn Smythe winners now. Can I know? I mean, I don't even know if it get who won the. What do you know? What year was the guy won the Conn Smythe?
Yeah.
Was it before 2010 at least?
Yeah, it was before 2010.
Okay, before 2010.
It's times like this I wish we had video for the podcast.
Why? See, that's what I was thinking, but
I was tugging on my my Tampa Bay shirt.
Who did Lecavalier not win?
Nope. I mean, he won the cup. He didn't win the Conn
Who
Smythe.
the fuck would have won the Conn Smythe?
Before I followed hockey very much, he was one of my favorite players.
Because I know it's not St. Louis because he was
Yeah.
undrafted. The only name that's really come to mind is Brad Richards, but I don't know if he did.
It is Brad
Oh,
Richards.
okay. Oh, it is Brad.
It is
Richards.
Brad Richards.
Like I didn't think he won. I just kept skipping over Tampa because I thought Lecavalier won it.
oh, so it was Brad Richards.
Oh,
got
big bad Brad.
Oh, yeah, good for him. I feel like I must have known that at some point, but
Yeah.
I mean, hey, good for him.
All right. I feel like this one might be a bit easier. It's got to be easier than the last one, I imagine.
Anything has to be easier than the last one.
So, well, I'm going same question. Top 3 in points from the 1999 NHL draft.
fuck.
The thing is, I feel
1
like
and 2 are slam dunks.
exactly. That's why I
Henrik
figured.
and Daniel Sedin.
Yeah, in that order too. Well done.
Who else would have from that draft?
He was
99.
he was incredibly not a first round pick.
He wasn't a first rounder.
Not even
Shit.
close.
Okay, that doesn't help me. That just tells me that all the guys I think it could be, it's not now.
I could give you his overall. That might give it away, but probably not.
Probably. You can give it to me. I don't think it'll.
210th overall. We'll let him cook.
210. I don't know. You say 210. I just think Henrik Zetterberg, but I don't think that's right.
It's Henrik Zetterberg.
Oh shit! It is. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
As soon as you said 210, that was the goal. Because
Right? How do we know that? Earlier, when I was on my way here, Kelsey was doing trivia with me on. She was just quizzing me on past Conn Smythe winners.
Yeah.
And when we got to the Red Wings era, I was like, crap. Most of the Red Wings I know have retired by then. And, I guessed them. I'm like, there's one guy that I'm missing. And then I asked, when were they? She just was listing random facts off their Wikipedia page. And
Yeah.
as soon as she said, she's like giving me point totals, their position, all that. I
Yeah.
couldn't get it. She says 210th overall. And I'm like, oh, it's Zetterberg. I don't know why that sticks out.
my brain works short because you said 210.
And I immediately was like, okay, 205, Joe Pavelski, 2003. I was like, I don't know why the fuck I went there. And I was like, oh, Henrik Zetterberg, yeah. So, I don't know how I knew he was 210th.
We got.
I didn't think that would be that much of a hint.
I got 2 left. This one probably a bit easier. It gotta be easier than the last 2. The 2014 Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
2014.
2014.
Jonathan Quick was 2012.
Yeah,
Did he win in both years? No, he didn't.
but it was the Kings that year.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. That's when they came back from down 3 rip against the Sharks and clapped their cheeks.
That's a tough song.
Was it Justin Williams?
It was Justin Williams,
Justin Williams. Mr. Game 7.
Mr. Game 7.
Good for him. That's so, like...
That's such a baller
I mean, you think,
nickname.
like, they had, like, Kopitar, Doughty, Dustin
Yeah.
Brown was still a beast, Marion Gaborik, Jonathan Quick, like...
Yeah,
They had Jeff Carter, Mike Richards, like... They had a good team, so... For kind of the older guy, Justin Williams, to get that is impressive.
all right. So, the last one, we're just going all-time NHL playoff points.
Okay.
The top 4 are all from Edmonton, from that same era.
Is it like just career playoff point total?
Career playoff points, yes.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, who is the second highest scorer in playoff history that didn't play for the Oilers?
Sidney Crosby.
It's Sidney Crosby. Nicely done. Who's first?
Wayne Gretzky.
No, first outside of Edmonton, I meant. Because there's the 4 Edmonton guys, then there's 1, and then there's Crosby below him.
Steve Yzerman? No.
No, he is 11th overall.
Ooh, who? Because what's Crosby at? Crosby's got to be over 200.
201.
Yeah, okay. So he's...
Tied. He's tied with this guy.
Oh, so they're tied there.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a current player or past?
Past. He might, if they make the playoffs next year, he might pass him for the most in franchise history. I guess he probably didn't get them all with the same team.
Is it Mario Lemieux?
No. Other one. His buddy, his good friend, probably.
Who's good friend?
Lemieux. Or Crosby. Anyone who sticks around Pittsburgh too much.
I'm not even sure.
Sorry, when you asked before, did you ask, are they still playing hockey or still playing in the NHL?
Still playing in the NHL.
They are not playing in the NHL. He's still playing hockey.
And Crosby can pass him. Wait, so is it a Pittsburgh Penguin?
Yeah, an ex-Penguin. Yeah. I don't think the apocalypse would stop this guy from playing hockey.
Oh, Yager.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, because, because he's around for so long.
They're both at 201 career playoff.
What's crazy, actually, is if you... I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it's tough to say because we don't know how Tampa Bay is going to do in the future. But by the time his career is done, like, Nikita Kucherov could be number 1 all-time in playoff point totals.
I don't think so. Gretzky's at 382.
What's Kuch at?
Kucherov
Like
is
he's got to be just a little bit below.
he's at 160.
Oh, okay, so maybe not then. I was in Kucherov was like almost at 200, and I thought if he kept kind of continuing, but Tampa Bay would really need to, go and
Keep
at
going
least
deep.
second or third rounds for the next while. So maybe not actually. Yeah,
Where do you think Kucherov is all time in playoff points?
it's probably got to be like 15 or so.
He is at 25 currently.
25.
Although
Okay.
there is 1, 2, 3,
It's got to be
4.
close though.
Looks like there's 5 guys all at 160 that he's tied with.
Okay.
So like one more point and he shoots up to 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Like considering he's still got a lot of years left in him, and he's already at that point.
20 points and he would be 15th overall.
Okay. So what in a year's time he'll be up there then?
Yeah.
Assuming.
I like to think so.
Yeah, I think that was a fun little kind of laid back episode. Just
Yeah, don't know how
Doing
fun
some
it was
trivia.
to listen to. I like to think we
and
kept the volume up, with our banter.
you know what? If
So-
there's any listeners who participate along, and if there's anyone who got them before me, let us know.
Yeah.
Like, I struggled on a few of them, but I think there's some I did pretty well on. Yeah, surprised myself with that Zetterberg one.
Yeah.
210. I think that was going to be a hint. at all,
I
but-
remember I got shocked earlier when Kelsey said 210. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him this hint and see if it works. Like it's
weird. I don't know why I know that.
I
but-
wonder if we've just scrolled over him on the NHL games enough
Had
times
to have.
and you see where it shows like, this
Yeah.
round, this overall. We've just seen that enough times. It's ingrained into our brains.
Yeah.
I was impressed by that Bomeister one. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So I thought I had it with
Nathan Horton.
Nathan Horton, but so close, but so far. We're only off by a year, but
I literally just like pulled up random contracts, random draft years and stuff and just like picked stats that looked neat.
yeah. Well, anything you want to add here before we sign off here?
No, I think that's about good.
Awesome. Well, thanks to everybody for listening, joining along, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.